I'm Dustin Schmidt. Our son is Charlie.
And I'm Angela Schmidt.
6 years old, and he is in the Spark studio. He is a Hot Wheel kid and a Lego kid and an outside kid for sure.
Mm-hmm. So we knew from the beginning that we didn't want to put Charlie into a traditional public school. We were looking for something different. And I love this quote by author Carol Dweck that talks about growth mindset, because we really value a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. And she states that a growth mindset creates a passion for learning rather than a hunger for approval. And I see Wildflower tying into that growth mindset, because I've seen Charlie's passion for learning just really blossom and accelerate since he's been here. And really, they take independence and entrepreneurial spirit and really foster that in all of these kids here. So I've seen a lot of great things from that aspect.
And his learning for learning's sake has skyrocketed versus learning because someone expects it of him.
Mm-hmm. I would say learning for learning's sake, like we've really seen that take off, his curiosity and just science. He wants to do science experiments all the time. And I've also seen him become really independent and more of a leader, stepping up. And one of the unique things here about Wildflower is they come in on Monday morning, all these kids, they set their own goals for what they want to learn during the week. And then they just do it on their own, at their own pace. And so they have to self-regulate, and then they've got to meet those goals. So we've really seen that independence and the goal setting really kind of come through. There's been some really weak goals set and some really ambitious goals set. And then he's kind of honed that down and kind of found his middle way, his middle ground. And it's really exciting to see that.
And I think that he really owns his learning as well as his responsibilities, and he does all of that a lot more for himself than to please a teacher or even us or anything. He sets his goals, he accomplishes things educationally and elsewhere, and he seems to really do it for himself. And I think that right there will kind of self-promote his pursuit of education in the future and growth overall. He was at a daycare and preschool at two different places. Mm-hmm. I can tell you the main difference. I don't think that he would be learning for himself as much as learning because it's a requirement of the day or the semester or what have you. And one thing that I've really noticed is whenever it's Monday, it's not, oh no, it's Monday, it's a school day. Mm-hmm. By Saturday afternoon, he's ready for Monday. He can't wait to get to school and see his friends, just because they're so caring and so root for each other so much. And he just likes the environment so much more. And I can't get here fast enough in the mornings, really.
Yeah, and to kind of tack on to all of that, differences that I've seen between other schools and Wildflower is that here at Wildflower, it's mastery based. So these kids, they're setting their own goals, they're working hard, and they get rewarded at the end of the week. They get to do something fun, but also they're not getting graded. They're not just learning to regurgitate information on a test. They're earning badges and they are mastering the material, because then they, after each quest or 5-week kind of focused study on a particular topic or subject, they get up and they present that in front of all the parents at the school. And so they get public speaking practice. And we've really seen that blossom with all the kids. It was really fun to see that from the beginning to the end of the school year. But they're teaching us new things. They're teaching us what they've learned. And that's something totally different, because you see that they really understand the material. They've really mastered it. And they're not moving on with like a C or a subpar level of understanding. They master it, they know it, then they move on. And so it just really, they have a good grasp on all of that? I would say, first of all, follow them on social media, come to an open house, because there's an open house, I'd say probably every month. They're pretty consistent, and that's what we did, is we went to, 2 open houses?
Yeah, at least.
First, when we're kind of checking it out, seeing if it was going to be a good fit, and then we watched several videos on YouTube from the founder of Acton Academy and just other different Acton Academies to kind of see what their philosophy was on education, what this Socratic teaching method was all about, and all of that, and we found it really resonated with us. So we applied, and the rest is history.
And something I would add probably is well, when you come to the open houses, you have the opportunity to really get your questions answered. Most of the time, families are here as well, because we like to be available to answer questions of perspective here as parents, so that they can really get a good perspective from a parent's perspective of the school and get those questions answered. Also, it is very different than a traditional school, which is what we initially loved about it, and we still love about it, because the traditional educational platform is just broken, and we wanted something better for ourselves and our son. But that's something that is very different, and sometimes different is strange and uncomfortable. So be honest with yourself about the fit, and so ask as many questions as you possibly can regarding that, so that you can truly, honestly tell whether you're comfortable with it, whether the child will be comfortable with it, because it is different, but it's a lot better.
Different's definitely good as far as this goes.